Hello, once again was as Sean Saturdays here on the Bumbling Blogger. Alice has requested that I do, because Valentine's Day is coming up, Alice has requested that I do my favourite ships. So I've come up with 10 favourite ships and one honorary mention for my favourite ships in literary fiction, and yeah, my favourite book ships. So the first one, my favourite ships, is the Ship of Shadows from the Ship of Shadows. In the Ship of Shadows, the Ship of Shadows is a pirate ship crewed by only female pirates, and the way it gets its name is from having unique, because all the crew members have unique talents, and whenever they leave the ship, they leave a part of their shadow behind, and thus the name, the Ship of Shadows. And the main reason why they have the shadows is to help the small amount of crew act like there is a large amount of crew, because the shadows of the former crew members can do all the small jobs that the former crew members would do, but the current crew members wouldn't do. Does that make any sense? So the my next ship is also a pirate ship, and that is from Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is the Golden Empress, I think, yes, the Golden Empress, and this is the Golden Empress is the flagship of a 40,000 strong pirate force. It's one of the most. It is the most formidable in the whole series, or the book so far. I don't know if you can hear, but that's Ezra. He's enjoying the red balloon I've just thrown at him. The next ship is from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and that is the Nautilus. The Nautilus, which is kind of more of an honourable mention because it is actually a submarine rather than a ship. I guarantee you, if you do search it, it comes up as a ship. This is a submarine that is on a journey 20,000 leagues under the sea, like going across the sea. It's crewed by one of the most famous submarine captains, the Captain Nemo, as Nemo, as in Finding Nemo, same spelling. It's going to investigate new sea creatures on a scientific journey. My next favorite ships is the Belle Sauvage. This is also a kind of honorary mention because it's not actually a ship; it's just a canoe. Yeah, it's a canoe. During the events of the book, it gets an upgrade from Lord Asriel, and he makes, instead of just a regular open top canoe, it's like loads of tarpaulin and little storage bits and everything. It's a fun little book. The whole book centers around the Belle Sauvage, which the boat is called the Belle Sauvage, which translates to apparently the beautiful wild. I believe. I did look it up. I didn't write it down. So that's great. Ezra, you come and join the dada. This one is very much an honorable mention. This is very much a list. This isn't really a list of top 10. It's more like a top 11. It's like these things are kind of ships, but not ships. This one is the true honorable mention because it's it says the Faithful, but it's set on the Titanic, which isn't actually a literary fiction ship. It was a real ship that set sail in on April 10th, 1912. It's 108 years old. But this is the most the most iconic ships of our real lives. There's so much pop culture, so many movies, games, theories based on it. So basically the Titanic was crossing from Southampton to New York in what was meant to be one of the quickest journeys ever, and on the early hours of April 15th, it unfortunately struck an iceberg and sank, which is unfortunate, but it did lead to many things in current day, so silver linings, I guess. The next ship, I've done this completely out of order, whoops. Hello YouTube, hello Bumbling, hello Bumblebees. Haha, our fans are now called Bumblebees. I have wooden train track and magnifying glass. Mummy, don't be sorry. So let's continue after that lovely Ezra baby break. So next on the list is it wouldn't be a Bumbling Blogger list without having a Pierce Brown Red Rising novel in it. This is the ship from this is a spaceship. It's called the ship is formerly called the Colossus. It's the largest known warship in the Red Rising verse. It's captured during the Battle of Ilius. Lium. Space names. And it is given the new name of the Morning Star. It's given the new name of the Morning Star after by the new crew members. It's such a pivotal ship that it is literally the third book in the original trilogy. So yeah, very good ship. It's very hard to describe that one without giving away any of the story, because that is literally, it's so pivotal, that event. Yeah, the next book is Ender's. The next ship is from Ender's Game, and that is the IF Coltrane's 1, or also known as Miss Morgan. It's the first ever colony ship travelling from transporting Ender and the other characters from the book and a bunch of other people from Eros to the world of Shakespeare as colonists. And the reason why I put on this list is because its captain calls it the good ship Lollipop, which is like, what a fun name to name your spaceship. Yeah, so interesting series. You should, very interesting series in this game. So this one, it's from Star Wars. It's Slave One, right here on the back of the Mandalorian's armor. I know it didn't start out as a literary series, but it started off as a film, and it's just, by all rights, the extended canon, the legacy canon, the TV shows, like, it's a lot of stuff. It's supposed to be it's one of the most recognizable ships besides the Millennium Falcon and the Death Star from the series. I think it's a bit of a silly design, really, but also it's very cool. It's a fire spray. Yes, it's a fire spray class transporter, but it has been outfitted with like heavy armor and heavy weapons by Mr. Boba Fett, who is one of the said Mandalorians. So that's the Mandalorian. The next book is the Tom Clancy's The Hunt for Red October. It's a book I read when I was quite young. Essentially, it's not a ship. It's like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's a submarine that essentially, as it's the sort of, I think it's definitely Tom Clancy's. No, it's not. It's definitely the first introduction of Jack Ryan, but it might not be Tom Clancy's debut novel. But essentially, Jack Ryan has to persuade or work with the CIA to find the Red October from the Red October and find out what happened to it, and events occur. It has some really good dialogue in it. I would definitely recommend the series to people that like war, but the main reason why this is actually on the list is because there's many people I know and don't know that have or currently are serving on submarines because they read this book when they were young. So yeah, I like, all credit to him. He's like Tom Clancy was really good at recruiting people into the army and the Marines. The penultimate book on this list. These books aren't really in particular order. I started off writing this list as like before current day, leading up to current day, passing current day. So like basically history, present, and then future, like sci-fi. That's the Alexander from Illuminae. I have a lovely picture of the Alexander, which is the top one here. You can see it's very, very nice. It's the biggest warship in the series. It helps with the evacuation of Karazhan 4. That's how it's pronounced. In this battle, it successfully destroys one ship, cripples 2 others, and it is home to our favourite AI, Aiden, who is a very key member to the whole Illuminae trilogy events. I also found out while researching this book, it's also that Alexander is named after Alexander the Great as a conqueror. So yeah, that's cool. Cool thing you find out while you're researching videos. And the last book was the last ship is from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and that is the Golden Heart. The Heart of Gold. And this is one of my favourite book series and very, very funny. So the Heart of Gold is a 150 meter long white sleek running shoe looking object, and it's said to be amazingly gorgeous. It's one of the first, I think it is the first ship to use an infinite improbability drive, which is a way of travelling in the book. It is stolen on its maiden voyage. Like, even before it actually sets up on the maiden voyage, it is stolen, and it picks up our 2 protagonists, Arthur and Ford, as they've just escaped the planet that the ship has come from, being destroyed, I think, or a planet being destroyed. Like, it's a very good book to read. It's very silly. Yeah, I think the exact quote is, I didn't write down the quote, but yeah, very, very silly. Like, it has, the images. There's a lot of copies that are like bind up of 4, bind up of 2, bind up of 5. Yeah, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Heart of Gold, one of the silliest ship names, possibly rivaling Ender's Game, the good ship Lollipop, but who knows? So yeah, that has been my list of the top ships so far. I'll probably do a follow up to this because this is quite fun, finding out a little bit more about ships from some of my favourite books and books that I remember, ships that I remember. Remember to smash that red subscribe button, make sure it's grey, ring the bell, give us a like, let us know if you like this. Comment down below if you disagreed with any of my ship picks. Disagreed with any of my ship picks, and let me know if there are any ships that you would recommend and like what series you'd recommend them being from. Like, obviously I read very, very a huge range of books. I'll be back on Saturday with another show on Saturday. Alice will be back Tuesday and Thursday. We are running a competition, a giveaway on our mid-month. No, not mid-month. That's coming up on our January wrap-up video, where you can win a copy of, I don't know what the book is. It's Legendborn. You can win our copy of that. We'll send it to you anywhere in the world. But head on over to that video and follow the rules, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye. Wait, give him a balloon.